I've fallen and I can't get up. This is one of our older mugs. I will cling to the old rugged cross. Wonderful hymn. And there's the picture of my hand that we used actually for the Vengeance album cover, Human Sacrifice, and that's one of my favorite mugs. And of course, Headbangers Brew to drink in it. It's our very own coffee, whole bean, ground, decaf, K-cups. It just keeps getting better. And you can get the mug and the coffee and a lot more mugs and t-shirts. That's a t-shirt as well. Right here, wearemetalwearefamily.com. Today is a difficult one because people who go through what I'm about to read really go through a hard time. And here it is. Dear Pastor Bob, I have a problem. I fell in love with someone several months ago, and recently it has seriously damaged me. She doesn't know me, and I'm brokenhearted because I fear I'll never meet anyone like her. I'm having trouble hanging on. How many of you have felt this way before? Raise your hand. That's what I thought. It's something we go through. You know, love that doesn't work out, or what we think is love that doesn't work out, and it is a problem because it just flattens us. Like I said, I've fallen and I can't get up. You feel like you're never going to be the same again. There are people who commit suicide because they feel this way. I'll never be okay again. I'll never meet another person again. I will never fill in the blank. So, do you? Well, most people meet someone else. Do you recover every time? Yeah, you do. It gets better. But when you're in the middle of this, you feel like I'm never going to be okay. My heart's always going to be broken. And it's the way of love. Well, love that doesn't work. So to really understand this one and the depths of what you're going through, we have to understand I call it the three stages of love. And the first stage is the romantic stage. We all know that one very well. It's when you kind of become infatuated with someone. You see them and you have some feelings. Now, I'll get real personal for a second. Not that long ago, I was sitting at Starbucks, and a woman walked in that I was immediately attracted to. There's a certain kind of woman that I'm attracted to. It probably is true for every guy. But not every woman catches my eye, but certain women do. And so she walked in and stood in line, and I couldn't stop looking at her, couldn't stop feeling something about her, and it affected me for a little while, because all of a sudden here was, just a vision of beauty that kind of struck a chord in my heart. And I could have easily become infatuated with this person if I was around them more, if I could see her more often, all of that. I've actually looked for her in Starbucks since then. I know. Well, nothing would ever happen, obviously. But, we feel those things. I understand what you're going through. Totally get it. But the first stage is romantic love, where you see the person, you're attracted to them, and you may even start to date, this person. You may go that far with it. This is all still romantic love. And a lot of people even get married in the first stage, romantic love. The person's bigger than life. They can't do anything wrong. You say, well, we agree on everything. We never fight. He's so wonderful to me. He always opens up the car door for me. He opens up all the doors. He always asks me what I need. He always buys me, flowers or cards or all these things. He's so wonderful. Yeah. And in the meantime, she's telling this to some of his friends and family, and they're going, now, who are you talking about again? Yeah, this isn't a person that I know. Well, there are 3 stages of love. That's only the first one. And some people feel like they're going to stay in that first stage forever, and you won't. It will go to the next stage, which is the realistic stage. There we go. All of a sudden, the real person comes out. And you need to get to this stage because people are on their best behavior when they first start a relationship. But that's not the person you're going to marry. That's the person on their best behavior. All of a sudden, they're not bigger than life anymore. All of a sudden, all those things you thought were cute are becoming a little irritating. Yeah. He unlocks his car door, gets in, and reaches over and unlocks yours. You used to open up the door. You walk into a restaurant, he goes through the door first and holds the door open for you until you grab it and doesn't wait for you. All those little things like the cards and the flowers and stuff, well, that was all a long time ago. Some couples would say that was decades ago. Doesn't think about it anymore. Why? Because he's already conquered you. He already got you. He doesn't need to be in his best behavior now, he thinks, and he doesn't have to do that. Now, people who get married in the romantic stage many times get divorced in the realistic stage. You can see why. So you go through the realistic stage, and this is a stage that a lot of people get married in, and that's not a bad thing because it's more realistic. That's why we call it that. But then there's the third stage. The third stage is the secure stage, where you look at this person and you say, I know you now. I know your faults. I know your strong points. I know everything about you, and I can live with you. I love you still. And that romance many times that you felt at the beginning comes back, but a little deeper, a little more mature, not puppy love, but real love. And that's where real love happens. And we learn real agape love from God, where we love the person unconditionally because of them and in spite of them, but we love them. So the romantic stage, the realistic stage leads to the secure stage. So you can see that you feel this way, and this is what our question was. This is a person writing from the romantic stage. You don't have any idea who that person is. They're attractive to you right away, but who they really are, you haven't had a chance to find out. Will you ever meet anyone like her? Well, you don't know, because you don't know who she is. You don't know what someone like her would actually be. God empowers us to move past this romantic stage, this infatuation stage, and toward real commitment when we truly begin to love somebody. And that's the key. And that's when it all happens. Look at Genesis chapter 2. We're going to go right to the beginning of the Bible. Genesis chapter 2:24. And God establishes marriage and says, therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother. That's a big deal. You leave what you feel that is secure and you move on to what is becoming secure. And the two shall become united and cleave. He will cleave to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. They become family. You leave your father and mother, your old family, and you move to your new family. Now that's a big deal. This new person better be your new family. And how do you know that? Well, you certainly don't know it in the romantic stage. You may well know it into the realistic stage, and you will know it in the secure stage. Do I believe in quick marriages? Well, everybody has an example of many of them that work. But honestly, I think love takes time, especially this kind of love. To move from the romantic stage to the secure stage takes time. Well, I hope that helps. I hope it answers your question. Don't forget, folks, you are blessed. So go and be a blessing.